Hey, you've got Steven here from Runaway Games, and today we're talking about how you can create breakout rooms in Zoom on the fly while you're in the meeting. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is note in Zoom, there are actually three ways that you can create breakout rooms. One, you can pre-assign your participants to breakout rooms even before the meeting starts. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. We found that more often than not this method doesn't work, but in case you're interested to learn more about it, I will put a link to how that works in the description below. However, I will caveat and say even if you do your best effort to pre-assign breakout rooms ahead of your meeting, most likely it's not going to work 100%, so you need to be able to have the skills that I'm going to show you here just in case not everybody is assigned. Number two is you can create breakout rooms and immediately just randomly assign all of the participants in your meeting to those breakout rooms. I'll touch on how to do that here, but that's pretty easy and pretty straightforward to do, so we don't need to make a long video about it. The third way to create breakout rooms is the one that we'll focus on here, which is you're in a meeting and you have nothing, but all of a sudden you realize that you need to create a number of breakout rooms and you need to assign specific people to specific breakout rooms. You can't randomize it. That is what we'll touch on in this video. So the first thing, we're going to turn to the screen here, and the first thing you're going to ask is what the heck is going on the screen? So we are a virtual team building business, and one of our great activities is called Escape Alcatraz. And what I've done here is I've recorded one of our sessions of Escape Alcatraz, but I've done a special recording and I've captured all of the Zoom toolbars on top of this so you can see what's actually going on behind the scenes. So I'll start playing the video and kind of explain what's happening here. First thing is I have two windows open on top of the main Zoom screen. One is the Participants tab, which I've opened by just clicking this little button here called Participants. The other one is the Breakout Rooms tab, which I've opened just by clicking on this button here called Breakout Rooms. You will likely only see the Breakout Rooms tab if you are a host or a co-host of the meeting, and if breakout rooms are the breakout room feature is turned on in your master Zoom settings. So if you do not see the breakout room feature, you need to go into the Zoom settings and turn that on. It's not chargeable, it's included with the base levels of Zoom, but it does need to be turned on in many cases. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at how to assign breakout rooms. So the main panel that you're going to be using here is this breakout room panel. And when you first open this panel, it's not going to look like what you're seeing here on the screen. In fact, there's going to be nothing on this screen whatsoever. But you will be prompted to see if you want to create a certain number of rooms. So maybe you want to create two breakout rooms, maybe you want to create 20 breakout rooms. You can create up to 50 breakout rooms in a single Zoom meeting. You can always add more rooms by clicking this button later on. You can also delete rooms by hovering over the room, and then there will be a button here to delete. You can also rename the rooms. What you've seen here is we have actually 5 rooms created, and we've renamed these rooms to somebody's name, the team leader's name, so that we actually know internally who is responsible for leading that room. The individual participants will not see the breakout room name that they're in, so you can use it as a as kind of like a back office reference if you want. You'll also be able to collapse and uncollapse a button here, which allows you to see who all is currently in and assigned into these breakout rooms, and we'll get into how you actually assign them in just a moment. So these are just a couple of basic controls that you see here in the panel. Another thing on the right hand side is you'll be able to see how many people are actually assigned to each breakout room as you go. So you can, if you're trying to kind of create even numbers, maybe 5 people per room, you'll be able to quickly gauge at a glance how many people are in each room. One last thing before we keep going about how to assign people is the options. Setting your options in advance will allow you to do things like set when people can leave the breakout room. Can people leave the breakout rooms at any time, or only when you close the breakout rooms? Also, you can do things like set a timer. So when you click the close breakout room button later on, will the breakout rooms immediately close and everybody comes back to the main meeting room? Or will a timer start, maybe for 1 minute, maybe for a few minutes, and then the breakout rooms will only close once that timer finishes? So these are all things that you can do in the options tab, and more. There's a couple other settings in there which are quite cool and helpful. So let's look at how we're actually assigning people. In this case, we were assigning people as they joined the meeting. So it seems like a basic point, but please do note that you can only assign people that are in the meeting. Even if somebody is maybe registered or they're supposed to be coming to the meeting, you won't be able to actually assign them to a breakout room until they're actually in the Zoom call itself. So as people join in, they're becoming available to be assigned, and what we're doing is assigning them as they join the Zoom call. So the way that we're doing this actually is we're clicking on the numbers next to the breakout room name, and once we click on one of those numbers, we get a list of people. The people that are checked are already assigned to that room. There are also people that are unchecked, and these people we have the option to assign to that breakout room. We can also, if we click on another one, we can assign the people to the other breakout room as well. If you don't want to do it in this way, if you scroll all the way up, at the top of this window will be a complete list of everybody who is unassigned to a breakout room, and you can assign them to certain breakout rooms manually in that way. We find that it's just a little bit easier to assign people by clicking on the name of the breakout room, the number next to the breakout room, and then picking, okay, I want this person, and this person to join that room. That's a little bit easier for us. Another thing that you can see, if you hover over a certain person's name, you will see that you get 2 options here on screen. One is that you can exchange this person. So let's say you want to exchange one person, a specific person from room 4 and a specific person from room 2. You can just click the exchange button on one of their names. A list of other people will show up. You click the other person, and then those 2 people will actually swap positions. Another thing that you can do is you can just click the Move To button, and that will just simply move that person to another breakout room of your selection. Now, one of the things you're asking is, okay, if I click this button and assign somebody to this breakout room, will it automatically send them to the breakout room? No, it will not. Everybody will stay in the main room until you click this button here called Open All Rooms. So I recommend that if you know that you're going to need maybe in 5 minutes to send everybody off to the breakout rooms, you start assigning them to those rooms as early as possible before that. And then just let this sit here. It will just sit here, and then when you're ready, even if you close this, you won't lose your progress. Once you open it back up again by clicking this Breakout Rooms button, everybody will still be where you put them. So you can just assign these people, maybe as soon as the meeting starts, even if you're not going to actually send them off to the breakout rooms for another half an hour, and then when you're ready, you can click Open All Rooms. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. Again, we'll go through it. You just need to create the rooms. You can create the rooms at the start when you open this tab. If you don't have anything, there will be a button to prompt you to create however many breakout rooms you want from 1 to 50. Then, once you have the breakout rooms created, you can rename the breakout rooms if you so choose. Maybe to a special name or something to help you remember who's supposed to be in that room or help you identify the room. You can also delete rooms if you like, or you can add more rooms by clicking this button. If you click this recreate button, it will actually start you all over. I think there will be a prompt before, so just to be aware of that. Once you create the rooms as you like, you can then start assigning people to the rooms. The way you'll do that is just Next to the breakout room, you'll see a little number. If you click on that number, you'll be given the option to tick people, and as you tick them, they will be assigned to that breakout room. If you want to unassign them to that breakout room, you can click it again and just untick them, or you can hover over a certain person's name and just click the move to, or you can exchange them with another person. If you're wondering how many people or who's all unassigned or not yet assigned to a breakout room, if you scroll up to the top of this window, you will see at the top of this, above your first breakout room, you will see a list of all people that are unassigned to a breakout room. So that's good. You might want to keep certain people unassigned. For example, if you maybe are coordinating the event and you don't want to be assigned to the breakout room, you can keep yourself unassigned and it's no problem. When you're ready, you can go ahead and open all rooms, and then everybody will be sent off to their breakout rooms. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Wishing you the best of luck setting up breakout rooms. Don't stress, don't fret. It's not as hard as it looks, even when there's the pressure of a lot of people staring you down on the Zoom call. You can do it, and we're here to help you.